What a complete and utter freaking disaster. Complete freaking disaster. What did we talk about this week? What did we talk about? We told you they were going to run the freaking football, didn't we? We told you they were going to try to bully you up front, didn't we? We told you. I tried to warn all of you. And what Missouri did, like we talked about on Tuesday and studied in yesterday, they ran for 285 yards. 285 yards. Yeah. Hindsight's 2020. You can look at one thing. You can look at Lenoris throwing for 302 passing yards, and you can say, well, that's great. It's another thing when you run for -9 yards. Let me repeat that. -9 yards. Oh, my gosh, dude. It's the kind of night I'm having. But nonetheless, we are live. This is South Carolina Live here at the Voice of College Football. This is the South Carolina Live postgame show. I'm your host, as always, Lucas Hill. Thank you guys for on inside with us at the day. Everybody do us a favor. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Turn on the bell notification so that you are notified every time we post a new video here on South Carolina Live at the Voice of College Football. I always want to thank our good friends at Underdog Fantasy. Going over to Underdog Fantasy or download the Underdog Fantasy app on your Apple or Android device and use that promo code VOCFBSC. And when you play your first $5 lineup, you will receive $50 instantly. Free bets. That's VOCFBSC. And when you play that $5 lineup, you will get $50 in free bets. Must be 21 or older. Not available in all states. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. That is 1-800-GAMBLER. No, I'm not taking phone calls tonight. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'm so exhausted. I'm tired as hell. I literally just got back from Baton Rouge. Yeah. It was a hell of a it's been a hell of a day. But guys, thank you all for being here once again. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Let's get into the game. You know what to do. You know what we do every time. Let's get into it. Start the game, and you would completely piss down your leg. But you start off good. First play. Lenore Sellers passes to Razul Faison for 10 to the first down. And then you would go backwards from there. You try to get it to Brian Rowe for no gain. The next pass to Vandravius Jacobs for a loss of 1 to the 35. Lenore Sellers to Brian Rowe Jr. Mason Love will punt. You know what Missouri did? They went 11 plays and 39 yards. But you know what they did? They ran the football and they took time off the clock. Ain't that something? Ahmad Hardy, run for 4. Ahmad Hardy, run for 4. Jamal Roberts, run for 6. First down. Bo Pribula, run for 5. Ahmad Hardy, run for 2. Marquise Johnson, run for 5. Marquise Johnson had your number tonight. For the most part, Bo Pribula was kind of held in check on passing-wise. You couldn't shut him down. We'll get to that in a little bit. Ends up with 7 for 80 yards. Really? Really? Bo Prib, Marquise Johnson again. Jamal Roberts, run for 3. Bo Pribula to Donovan Olagabude, incomplete to Xavier Lloyd. You force him to punt. Then you'd have a false start. Boaz Stanley. Guys, those it's time. I'm so frustrated right now. I can't even put together minutes. It's time to follow basically Mike Shula. You'd have a false start. So you're back up 5. It's 2nd and 16. Bam. Shotgun. Lenore's trying to Nick Harlow gets called holding. So first down. Jordan Dingle, big play to your own 44. You get a first down. Finally starting to get things going. You know what happens? You would throw complete, looking for bro. I'm sorry, guys. My is hurting. A pass interference, you're gifted 2 big penalties that put you just on the edge of field goal range. Then Lenore's gets sacked. Guys, what did we talk about all week? Was establishing the line of scrimmage early on. And from what we saw all damn game long, all game long, it was the same story, but a different freaking day. You got your quarterback killed last week. Offensive line is lucky this week. But it's another bad day at the office for Lonnie Teasley and company. By the way, big win for Oklahoma. You get sacked by Nick Rodriguez for a loss of 3. Told you defensive line-wise, we had to look out for, I think Rodriguez was one of those guys too. Never mind, we didn't even talk about that. Roswell Faison run for 1. You try to get it to Mazio Bennett. You don't do anything. You're forced to punt. But you pin them at the 1-yard line. And in 9 plays, they ran it right down your freaking throat. Jamal Roberts, run for no gain. Pass to Marquise Johnson for 8. Bo Prip on 3rd and 2. Chance to get off the field and play field position. Bo Prip run for 14 in the middle for a first down on Brandon for holding. This has been the trend most of the year, guys. Just when you think that you're going to get off the field, you give up a big and you tackle yards because you get called for a defensive hold, pass interference, or something stupid like Coleman run. Ahmad Hart for 27, South Carolina 37. 25-yard pass play to Brett Norfleet. Guys, we hammered on this all week. Brett Norfleet is going to bust you in the ass. That would end the first quarter. Ahmad Hardy runs for nothing. Bo Pribula, pass complete to Kevin Coleman. Josh Manning, touchdown. They'd missed the PAT, so you're only down 6. The next possession, you go right down the field. They kick it out of bounds. So you get the football at the 33-yard line. Lenore Sellers, pass to Brian Rowe for 11. Matt Fuller, run for 6. Where the hell did Matt Fuller come from? Where the hell did... Guys, are we seeing... So you want to talk about diving into the freaking running back room? Matt Fuller is a hell of a name. Oscar Attaway, run for 5 to the 45 for a first down. You take 2 steps forward and then 1 step back. You'd have a false. So you're back at 1 at first. Lenore Sellers, run for 2. Then there's a pass interference the very next play. Then you finally strike. Boom. Big play to Vandravius Jacobs from 49 yards out. Beautiful pass, by the way, from Lenore. Probably his best throw he's had since the Virginia Tech game. Missouri goes down. You would start off. You'd have an offsides penalty on Jalen Kilgore, which, by the way, how do you have these little pre-snap penalties? Jalen Kilgore knows better. Jalen Kilgore is a leader. How the hell is he lined up offsides? Ahmad Hardy, run for 14. Ahmad Hardy, run for 2. Bo Pribula on 3rd and 3. Bo Pribula pass to Marquise Johnson for 18 to the South Carolina 22 for a first down. Bo Pribula to Brett Norfleet for 7. First down, why not tack on some more because Sean Murphy has a face mask call. So now it's 1st and goal at the 7. Ahmad Hardy, run for 2, but you make a big stand at the goal line. You hold him to 3. So it's 9-7. And then you take 2 steps forward and then 1 giant step back. Roswell Faison, run for 2. Then you'd have a false start on 3rd and 8. And then Lenoris would get sacked for a loss of 11. You're forced to punt. And then you had a fall, which backed you up to the 6. But big players make big plays. Bo Pribula on the very first play, it's intercepted by Gerald Kilgore. Return for no gain to the South Carolina 30. Massive, massive play for the transfer from Tennessee Tech. The Kilgore brothers had a pretty good outing. But you need more production out of them, man. What would you do off the turnover? Take advantage of it. Lenore Sellers, pass complete to Vandravius Jacobs for 15. Lenore Sellers to Brian Rowe. Lenore Sellers, Brian Rowe, touchdown. 3 plays, you're down the field and you got a touchdown. 14-9. So you have the momentum. You're about to go into the half up in 5. So far, you get off the field 3rd and 7, and you can't tackle, and Kevin Coleman gets 12. Next play, Marquis Johnson returns 17. Jamal Roberts for 18. Josh Manning for 16. Tried to get the field, tried to get a touchdown. Boom, you couldn't. Ahmad Hardy, run for 1. Ahmad Hardy Bo Pribula to Kevin Coleman for 4. You would have an incompletion on 3rd and goal. You settle for 3. It's 14-12. And then you get sacked by Khalil Jacobs right before the half, which was stupid. So Missouri gets the football, but you're up at the half. This is a great opportunity for you. Really, really good opportunity for you to strike. You have momentum on offense. You're starting to generate something. Starting to do good things. You force a 4 and out. J.R. Johnson, stand up. He might be having an all SEC season. Gets a big sack, forces almost a 3 and out. South Carolina goes down the field, has one of their best drives they've had, continuing the momentum. You get a big play to Vandravius Jacobs. Rosal Faison run for 4. Lenoris runs for 7. Deep pass to Vandravius Jacobs gets you to the 2-yard line for a first down. Very first play, 1st and goal. Zion Young gets in the backfield and gets a sack. Zion Young is another guy that had your number all night. I think he had 2 or 3 sacks tonight. We said 9, 7, and 40 were going to be issues this week. They were. So you go from the 2-yard line and you're backed up to the 15. You would throw it to Jordan Dingle, which is incomplete, and then there's another holding call on Shed Surratt. Then now you're backed up all the way to the 25. Lenore Sellers run for 2, and then he would throw to Nick Harbor for 9. You'd have to settle for 3. While you settle for 3 in the red zone, Missouri comes right back and whips your ass. They get 6. Ahmad Hardy starts with a 30-yard run. Ahmad run for 4. Ahmad Hardy run for 3. Ball run for 2. Bo runs for 16. Ahmad run for 5, touchdown. They'd run the football right down your freaking throat because you can't get off the field to save your life, and they're running freaking the three Bo Privet and Jamal Roberts and Ahmad Hardy like it's the freaking cash and checks and neck. Like it's the freaking Catalina Wideman. Next drive for South Carolina. Oscar Attaway run for 3. Lenore Sellers would in to Brady Hunt. Lenore Sellers complete the round. Finally, big play. You get a first. And you take 1 step forward and then 1 step back. False start. I don't know who it was on, but I wish I would know. Lenore Sellers for 6. Lenore Sellers to Oscar Attaway. First down. Rosal Faison run for 1 to the Missouri 23. Lenore Sellers is stacked by Sterling Webb the very next play. Guys, pass protection is ass water. You're about to get to the 29. And there's another call. This from Josiah Thompson. Guys, Jay has been getting his ass whipped the entire year. He not start? Why is he not the game? Why are we not in his place? Am I in trees about freaking poor? Can't have that. But you get majority of the yardage back because you'd have a big play to Nick Harbor, but you'd still settle for 3. In comes Missouri yet again. You know what they did? Ahmad Hardy, run for 6. Bo Pribula, pass to Marquise Johnson for 13. First down. Ahmad Hardy, run for 4. You'd have a false start. Wouldn't matter. You throw it to Joshua Manning, first down. Ahmad Hardy, run for 6. Ahmad Hardy, run for 4. Brett Norfleet for 3. Bo Pribula runs for 11. Ahmad Hardy runs for 5. Jamal Roberts 2-point conversion makes it a 6-point game. The last 2 drives sums up the game for you. You would do the following. You try to check it down to Brady Hunt. He drops the freaking football. Check it down again to Ross Faison. Just nothing. Try to get it over the middle. Nick Harbor cannot catch the football to save his life. You force the 3 and out, though, from Missouri, and then you go right back down. You do the same thing. 3 and out. What did Missouri do the next drive? It's an opportunity for you to possibly get your offense the football. They do the following. Jamal Roberts, run for 5. Same story, different day. Penalties after big plays. First down. Pribula, run for 15. Jamal Roberts, run for 6. Jamal Roberts, 4. Jamal, 3rd and 12. They're running freaking clock and busting you in the ass. Lenore Sellers to Vandravius Jacobs for 7. Incomplete to Nick Harbor. It looks like it's about to be 3rd and 3. It is 3rd and 3 anyway. You would throw to him. He'd get to the 47. It's 3. Drops the football. 4th and 3. You'd have a JT. Guys, JT's in your lineup next week. You got to start Tree. Lenore Sellers to Nick Harbor goes nowhere. Ball game. You lost the ball game on that last drive, guys. Ultimate takeaways from this game. No, I'm not saying, by the way. I don't think you should fire Beamer. I think it's a dumb decision. But, guys, I tried to warn you in the season. I tried to warn you. I got a lot of hate from you that said, oh, it's a rough way for Lenore to end this final season in Columbia. Oh, it's a rough way to do this. It's a rough way to do this. Guys, I have tried to warn you guys about what was going to happen today. And I warned you about what could happen this season if you weren't careful and if you didn't gain yourself an identity offensively. You know what they did on the ground? They ran it for 285 yards and averaged almost 6 yards a carry. Ahmad Hardy goes for $138. Jamal Roberts goes for 76. Bo Pribula goes for 72. Now you're 0-2 in the SEC. Forget, everybody needs to and forget the ball playoff. We had a real conversation about this team. And we're not going to get into all of it tonight. You have to wait Tuesday. You know what you now? You are a joke. All this hype that we got around Ross Faison and what we have seen nothing from Ross Faison, nothing from the ground game. It is non-existent. No good things to say about it. Offensive line, we were lied to. They got pushed around for the 3rd consecutive week. 4th or 5th, to be honest with you. In this entire season, Mike Shula as your host, you have done nothing. Lucas, they had 20 points today. You have a Heisman Trophy contender at quarterback that ran for negative 28 yards and got sacked 6 times today. I'm sorry, times. Doesn't matter. You have a defense that has 2 potentially really, really good edge rushers in Dylan Stewart And who else am I thinking of? Brian Jr. wouldn't really matter because your interior is getting their ass handed to up front. Defensive line got pushed around for the second straight year. Once again, we're having the same issues as last year. Field goals are going to get you beat. That's exactly what happened this week. You're gifted prayer after prayer after prayer after prayer. You can't do anything with the football. Defense can only do so much. And I'm not saying that this is all. Am I saying that, oh, this is all on offense? No. I think running is atrocious. You can't come up and make tackles. Remember that clip I put on, was it Thursday or Friday, that I said, if you continue to play like this, let me go find it. If you play like this, and I was right, because I had a video of Brandon Cisse missing a tackle. And guess what happened? Yeah. Again, this weekend, these running backs are going to be all over you. We just a tackle. Can we revisit this? And guess what? That's exactly what happened today. You can't tackle to save your life. It's a big liability, guys. Let's get to some of your comments. Travis Maddox says, well, when our O-line is practically pass blocking on run plays, there's a problem. How is Sean Elliott not an O-line coach yet? Y'all know Beamer. Y'all know Beamer than I do. Know Beamer better than I do. Y'all know how he is with this loyalty. I don't think you end up hiring or promoting a guy like that going up. I do think you made the wrong decision to elevate Mike Shula. Do I think that Sean Elliott had a say in offensive play calling? I do think so. We were told that there were multiple guys that were going to call plays tonight for South Carolina, and we're going to have different looks. I think Sean Elliott was one of those. And may I remind you guys, he was a finalist last year between him and Shula for the OC job. Well, now it looks like probably it's not going to happen. Good coaching staff gone. Lied to 1,000%. Told y'all, man. I try to tell you, keep expectations low. And then look at what has happened so far this year. We got about 4 guys willing to wrap up, and the rest just want to push out of bounds or lay a shoulder down and hope it works. And others that say, hey, that guy has it, I'm good. Yeah, the undisciplined stuff pretty much spoke today. You had 14 penalties. That is unacceptable. That and your red zone efficiency is what got you beat. You settled for 3 when you could have gotten 6. What beat you at the end of the day? That's all you can hang your hat on, and that's all you're going to hang your hat on. Am I saying the season is over? No. But right now, you have a long stretch ahead of you. Let me read you the next couple games at South Carolina. I'm sure you've looked ahead already. You got Kentucky next week. By the way, do I need to remind some of you about what Kentucky has offensively? And many of you are going to say, well, it's just Kentucky. Oh, they're a bad team. Oh, they're this. Oh, they're that. Whatever. I don't care. But you know what? I don't care. Because let me tell you what Kentucky can do. They can run the freaking football on you. The way that you played the last couple weeks, don't be surprised if they manage to find a way to run the football on you. For real, don't be surprised. Dante Dowdles, Seth McGowan. Dowdles averaging 9 yards a carry. McGowan is averaging 5.4. Both are going to be excellent running the football. And all three of them, and both of them combined, have 7 touchdowns. Good luck. How, caller, are you looking at the opportunity for one and looking at your quarterback and not even thinking about a touchdown? This offense is not aggressive, and we film on yesterday, and we said I did not think that they were going to run quarterback sneak. They want, because your offensive line is soft as Charmin tissue. Going up against that run defense that ranks 10th in the SEC, you had -9 total yards. I didn't say not a freaking drive, not in a quarter, -9 yards in a game. -9. Deepest running back room in the country, I was wrong. I'll wear the hat of shame on that one. I was wrong. I think I'm so tired of trying to say, oh, room for improvement. There is not. This is who you are. This is your identity. This is who you will be. 4 weeks into the season, I'm already telling you that this is going to be who you are for the rest of the year. So I know what it's like. And no, it's not going to bother me that the rest of the schedule is going to look like this. Is that you play Kentucky with 2 deep, good running backs. You play LSU in Death Valley. You play Oklahoma. You play Alabama. You go to Ole Miss. You go to A&M, and then you play Clemson at home. You will be lucky to make a bowl game if this is how you're playing right now. Oklahoma's got the leading Heisman contender in John Mateer on the roster. And I'm looking at the SEC predictor. South Carolina, I wouldn't be surprised if the line for that game ends up being 7.5. You know, this is where you're at, man. This is where your program is at as a whole. I have nothing really else to say tonight, guys. Y'all have a great rest of the night. Y'all be safe. Please don't be. We'll see y'all Tuesday, man. We're going to whole break for tonight. So I'll see y'all Tuesday, man. Y'all stay safe. Y'all have a great rest of the night.